Oh gosh. Okay. Hi there. How are you? I hope you're all fine. I think I know some of you. My name's Ingrid. For those of you that don't know me, and I'm a holistic therapist, a Reiki master, crystal healer. Also teach yoga and meditation as well. So an all-rounder in these wonderful fields of ways to work with our higher self and heal ourselves using these tools. So crystals are an absolute fascination for me. I've been surrounded by crystals since I was a child, and their magic is just incredible. So when we mix crystals with our personal zodiac signs, our horoscope signs, it becomes a really powerful practice. So this evening's webinar is all about what crystals will work really well for you based on your horoscope sign. And the information I'm going to give relates not only to you, but anyone in your family, your friends. So long as you know their zodiac sign, you'll be able to give advice on what stones, or now you've got some, you'll have some ideas on what gifts you can give them for birthdays. So let's get started. So what are zodiac signs, or the horoscope sign? Well, basically these are our personal sign based on the position of the planets and the 12 astrological constellations of stars at the moment of our birth. So there's actually 12 astrological constellations, and what happens is they inform us of the course of our life. They give us a bit of a roadmap on how our life will go, because when you think about the planets and the effect they have on us, it's quite incredible. Just look at the moon. So the moon affects the tides on planet Earth. We see that here in Dubai, and I'm sure anyone else who's out there in other countries, we see the tides affected by the moon's pull. Now, we're made up of 70% water. So can you imagine what happens to us every time the tides go in and out? Also, that's happening to us and our fluid, the water within us. So this is just the moon. All these other planets are also having a massive effect on the pull on our physical, emotional, mental, spiritual bodies, on this whole subtle energy part of ourselves. So I never underestimate the power of the planets. And this is why astrology has been around for thousands and thousands of years. Everybody has understood the power of the planets on us as individuals. So the zodiac signs also give us and govern our personality and our behavior patterns. And what blows my mind with horoscope signs are that when I read a sign that's Sagittarius, which is me, when I read about it, it is spot on. And I've asked people to test me and give me traits of other signs, but tell me they're Sagittarius, and I don't resonate with them at all. So for me, I'm actually a double Sagittarius. I also have my rising, my ascending sign in Sagittarius. So I'm very, very much aligned with these characteristics and traits. And I'm sure that those of you who've tuned in today also feel quite aligned with the characteristics of their zodiac sign. So how do crystals and zodiac signs come together? Well, first of all, we need to know about the elemental groups. So when we look at the zodiac signs, there are only 4 element groups. We have water, fire, earth, and air. Now, each of these elements are also present within us on an energetic level. Any of you that practice or go to any Chinese medicines, such as acupuncture or herbal medicines from the Chinese, they work on the meridians and the elements. So it's very interesting how these zodiac signs and us on our subtle level are also very elemental. So the water signs that we have are Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The fire signs are Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The earth signs are Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn, and the air signs are Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. So you'll be governed by that element as much as you're governed by the characteristics of your individual star sign. And, you know I am a fiery person. I'm also born in Wales, which we have a dragon on our flag. So I also have the blood of a dragon within me. So a lot of fire within my field. But it is interesting when we look at it, when we look at our friends, our families, even our children, and we look at what their element is, and it kind of makes sense. The earth, very grounded, the fire, obviously a little bit passionate, the water, quite calming, sometimes emotional, and then the air, which is a little bit more connected, and so on. So let's go through the elements then in detail. So as I said, the water element is very much connected to the Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces signs. So these water signs ultimately can be quite emotional and sensitive people, but they can also be extremely creative as well. Water does represent flow and movement and creation. So they can also be very nurturing and loving intimacy in those deep conversations. Very kind and gentle hearts are the water signs, but they can be very intense and passionate as well. If you imagine the ocean, calm, gentle, nurturing, carrying us in one direction, then all of a sudden out of nowhere a storm comes and it's a tsunami. The water sign can go there every now and then. So I wonder if you're kind of relating to any of these. The fire sign, this is me. Passionate, strong, determined, ambitious, assertive, natural born leaders, very adventurous, and do like to live life to the fullest. My mum would describe this as irresponsible. For me, I love my adventurous life, where I do live quite an unconventional life, and definitely these do resonate with me. So any Aries, Leo, or fellow Sagittarius out there, I wonder if they resonate with you too. Let's move on then to the earth energy. The earth energy is Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. So these people tend to be very grounded and practical. They can also be quite analytical though, liking that certainty through analyzing, rational and logical thinking. A very patient sign. This is why earth signs make extremely good parents and very good family members. Hard working, they don't mind like grinding and getting things done, and they do enjoy though the stability, safety, and steadfastness that is associated with the earth energy. They really are our anchors, these earth signs. They do like possessions and material wealth as well. They can be hoarders as well. So these are the earth attributes. So those are the last one is the air element, and that is Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Now, the air elements can be quite revolutionary, extremely intellectual, very much into those higher chakras as well. Again, creative and analytical. They love discussions. They love discussing new ideas. They can be quite philosophical themselves and draw on philosophy a lot in their way of living. They can be described as visionaries, like really connected to that intuitive side of themselves, and they do really care about changing the world. It's something that drives them. They can have very, very dynamic ideas. So the air element people are definitely movers and shakers in this world. So those are the elements, and those are the characteristics involved in those elements. And now here are the signs. I'm sure any of you who have joined, you probably know your zodiac sign, but I thought I'd put these up in case you're looking out for friends and family as well. So you can just have a quick look here at the sign and the dates that are represented. And then we're going to go through each of these individual zodiac signs with all of the chakras, the crystals that represent these signs and how you can work with them. So basically how we work with crystals is to find the crystal that enhances or lessens the characteristics associated with your sign. So it's about seeing all the characteristics and asking yourself, am I overactive in this characteristic, or don't I have enough of it? Because when you're balanced in the characteristics of your zodiac sign, you will find that you feel a lot more at one with yourself. You feel very much at ease, you feel you belong, and you feel a much clearer sense of direction. So when I go through each of the 12 zodiac signs, you simply need to look at the characteristics, assess whether or not you have them, if you want to enhance them or lessen them, and then you can use that stone to do that job. Because using crystals, we're just drawing on the energy of that crystal to synchronize your energy field into the vibration of that characteristic that the crystal represents. All right, then let's go for it. The first star sign, sun zodiac sign is Aries. So Aries people, you tend to be optimistic and daring, willing to embrace new opportunities. So jasper's a good stone for if you're a bit too overly ambitious, it will calm that down, or if you need a bit more ambition, it will hype that up because it will bring you into a state of balance. Carnelian's good for if you need confidence or energy, or if you find that you're a little bit impatient and a little bit fiery, grab a piece of carnelian to balance that down. Hematite, it's going to help you kind of with your enterprising nature. It's magnetic, so it will draw things to you that you need on your enterprises. Moving over then to ruby. So ruby is a really generous and loyal stone. So if you feel that you need to cultivate more loyalty in yourself or from others, if you want to be a bit more generous on all aspects, or if you feel that you may be a little bit self-centered, you need to come back into a more compassionate, open-minded place, ruby's a great stone. Bloodstone is great for when you need a little bit more courage. And aquamarine is wonderful to calm down if you're overly spontaneous and impetuous, but it's a great one if you do need to have a little bit more childlike behavior and playfulness in your life. So Aries, those are the crystals for you. Let's move on then to Taurus. So Taurus, you're very loyal and generous and very warm-hearted, and emerald is the absolute king of stones for that. So if you want to cultivate more of that, just pick up an emerald, and you'll start attracting more of it from other people as well. You can be a little bit dominant. I was trying to say how this nice, but it's just written that way. So dominant. And you can be very good with finances. Tourmaline is a very grounding stone. It stops us being a bit too much. And if you want to be better with finances, Taurus people, this is a great stone for you to pick up. The topaz is really nice because it's an artistic stone. It's a beautiful stone that has like these ripples of color coming through as well. It's very nice for kind of creation and artistic means, whereas lapis lazuli will help bring confidence into your life, or if you're a little bit overly confident, it will help calm that down, Taurus. And it also helps you be a little bit more sensible and down to earth when you need that. Lapis lazuli is very much connected with our intuitive side, with looking outwards and connecting to our higher self and being able to speak our truth, but it also helps us ground that in our truth, so get us back down to earth. Whereas tiger's eye, for those strong-willed Taurus, it can help you kind of have the willpower if you need it, or harness that in if you're being a little bit too overpowering with your will. Tiger's eye is also really great for being practical and to following through on any of your ambitions. Whereas the beautiful rose quartz, because you're such a dependable sign, it will help you with that dependence. And it will also help you achieve kind of independence if you're a bit too codependent as well. It's also a very nice sensual stone, so those Taurus that are hoping to evoke that more sensual side of their character, grab a piece of rose quartz. You know, and it's also a great stone for that loving kindness and compassion, because Taurus, you are a great helpful friend. So let's move on now to Gemini. So Gemini, so basically you can go with the moonstone for your expression, for the ability to see both sides of the story. This is a natural tendency in you, that you're able to look at both sides of things, which makes you really empathic, actually. But the moonstone, if you find that you have lost that ability to look at things from different angles and both sides, then grab the moonstone to help you with that. The citrine definitely connects to your sociable, fun nature. You've got a great sense of humor, you're very witty. If you feel that you've lost that part of yourself, the citrine can help bring it back. If you feel you're being a little bit overly amusing, a little bit too joyous and joyful at times when it's not that appropriate, then citrine can help also calm that down and balance it and bring it in. Again, we've got the tiger's eye for Gemini, and the tiger's eye this time, it's going to help really calm down that excess of energy and help you with direction, and bring you into a place of a bit more kind of directional focus on where you need to be going. Calcite is wonderful for bringing positive energy and also for emotional intellect. So if you feel that you're not, you know, coming from a place of emotional intelligence, and that you've kind of disconnected from that, and you're being a bit too rational and looking at things black and white, then calcite can help you come back into that emotional connection and intelligence when you're dealing with yourself and others. Now, agate is great. It's a very grounding stone, but it's also amazing for your ability to solve problems practically. And it will also be able to help you with self-analysis, because Gemini, you can get a little bit confused sometimes in where you stand on things. And so agate will bring you into focus, into that centered place, to help you with any confusion you're feeling when you're drawn in two directions. And then finally, we have opal, because sometimes Gemini, you can have a bit of a changeable nature. You know, it's that dual aspect to your character. And so if you, again, you feel that you're kind of off kilter, you're not balanced, that you're being pulled in different directions, that you don't really know what to do or what you're thinking, opal will help you very much come back into focus, back into balance, so that you feel yourself and whole and one again. So moving on now to the Cancerians. So Cancerians, you have a couple of nice stones in here, very expensive stones for this water sign. So very persuasive characters are the Cancerians, a little bit tenacious at times as well. So ruby is great for drawing in that energy if you find that you are being a little bit too tenacious. But also good if you feel that you've lost your powers of persuasion. It can also help you reconnect with those, when you can come from a beautiful, loving place to persuade situations to go the way that you believe is the best. In respect of the emerald, another nice expensive stone there, Cancers. This is it's a nice stone for emotionality, and as empaths, and you're very sympathetic Cancerians, so this will help you not be overcome by that sympathy, and to be a little bit detached when you are you know, being there for someone else and being that emotional support, which you're so good at. But do pay attention in the potential to manipulate situations. So if you do get an icky feeling when I say the word manipulate, it may be that you are feeling that sometimes you can go down that road, often not with a negative kind of energy behind it, but to manipulate a situation for everybody's good. But still, it's not a good energy to be in. So if you do find that you push people in certain directions for a certain purpose, then the emeralds will help calm that down. All right, Cryer's phone. This is because you Cancerians are very, very loyal companions, loyal partners, and you are extremely great friends. You're always there as a friend for people in need. So this is a lovely stone. The green color connects it very much to the heart chakra, and you are very much heart Cancerians. So this will help you develop friendships and be there for your friends if you feel you've disconnected, especially over COVID. You can grab this stone. The moonstone will help you with your imagination and creativity. So the moonstone very much will help you access those much higher realms and channel down some creative influences. And it can also help with that, you know, slightly moody side of you, which does come out every now and then when you go and visit Mr. Grumpy inside of you. So the moonstone will help balance those moods and allow you to come from a much more loving place, which is your natural state. You're very loving, very kind, very caring sign. So amber, another expensive stone and a beautiful stone. Amber very much helps with your memory, your ability to retain facts, which is uncanny, actually. It's incredible when you have a passion for something, how you do go out there and tenaciously learn everything about that subject. So amber definitely helps with that. And then rhodonite, again, a lovely stone, a pink stone, because you do come from the heart a lot. This will help with issues of self-worth and purpose, including life purpose. Sometimes as Cancerians, we can give a lot, we can be quite emotional, and we can come into ourselves and go into a comfort zone and not challenge ourselves. So this rhodonite will help you find that purpose if you feel you've lost it a little bit. And if you've been down in the dumps and lacking self-esteem, self-worth, you can grab this stone to help with that too. So let's move on then for crystals for the sign Leo. So peridot I absolutely love. It's a green stone, but it's formed very similarly to diamonds, actually. So peridot is a beautiful stone. It's a big problem solving stone for you Leos, because you are problem solvers. You're very protective of others, and you'll come up with some great solutions to ensure that that you can help others in their moments of need. But you can sometimes have a little bit of hardness in your heart, Leo. And so the peridot is a very pure stone for awakening the heart chakra and allowing you to come from a place of pure love when you want to access that. Another strong stone for you, the tiger's eye, and this makes sense to be there for Leo the lion, right? The cat's eye. So because you're so confident and you have a strong mind, and you know you like goal setting and you like achieving and going out there and making a real difference, tiger's eye will help if you've kind of lost that ability to set goals. If you feel you need a little bit more of self-confidence, again, grab the tiger's eye, Leos, because it really resonates with your energy and will give you that power that you need and the emotional strength that you need to get things done. You've also got a ruby in your sign, and you can use ruby actually because you're so strong and you're really driven by a desire to be loved and I've got to say it, admired. Leo. But look, imagine the Leo, the lion, with this beautiful mane. You're there to be admired, right, Leo? So the ruby will actually help bring in any kind of issues you have with your image, your self-image, and the attention you put on that. So if you do feel you're a little bit self-absorbed with image, Leo, grab a ruby and that will help drive that in. If you've got low self-esteem, low image, if you have body shame, all these things, the ruby will actually help bring that back out. It will resonate very much with this desire of yours to be admired superficially by others. And Leo, the sunstone is a great one for you because you are fearless. But you are dependable, and you are so lucky, Leo, and the sunstone will enhance all of those things in you. So if you feel you're a bit codependent, lost your dependency recently, grab a bit of sunstone and that will help get back your dependable ways. Opal, a lovely stone for you, Leo, because you are so intuitive. And opal will guide that intuition so that you can always be on that right path. It will help you flow. It will help you make decisions that are really good for you. And it will solidify this decisive nature that you have. And finally, Leo, amber's a great one for you because you are the optimistic sign. You see opportunities and potentials in everyone and everywhere. And you're always looking for this piece of happiness, and you usually find it because you're lucky. So amber's a good one to amplify that in you. And if you feel that you've been down on your luck, Leos, please connect with amber because that is the stone that resonates with your lucky side. So what a great sign, hey? Let's go on then to Virgo. So Virgo, such a beautiful sign. You're very independent, but you have got a bit of a desire to be perfect. So that perfectionist side of you, you know, it's there and it serves you in some ways, but it can also limit you in others. So a good sign to resonate with that for you specifically, Virgo, is lapis lazuli. That will help you calm down the perfectionist side while still be allowing yourself to, you know, kind of do things in a way that satisfy that need for perfection. As a hardworking and practical sign, carnelian will help you kind of have the power and the drive to get things done. And it will also bring in that practical element into your life generally. You are most definitely analytical. You like precision. And so, you know, and working with others. And so peridot's a great one for this. You can be a little bit overcritical of yourself and others, and it's because of your analytical mind. It goes hand in hand. So the peridot is very much allowing you to connect with the heart part of yourself, with the kind of the loving kindness, compassion for yourself and others. So it's okay to be analytical, but don't give yourself a hard time by only coming from rational, logical thinking mind. Come also from that heart part of yourself. So the moonstone is really great for your intuition because Virgo, you have great intuition. So you are very commonsensical, you get things, you understand things, you can just see how things are done. But the moonstone will help you tap into that intuition because once again, it's not good to always be in that logical thinking mind. When you tap into that third eye and you tap into that intuitive side, when you know things are right and you follow that intuition, you'll find that you'll have a much more balanced life. The beautiful opal is here for you too, because you're so methodical and you don't like leaving things for chance. The opal will help you find the methods you need. And also, though, it can bring in a little bit of chance for you. The opal's such a beautiful stone, and it will help you again with that all-knowingness. So even though you don't like leaving things to chance, the opal will help you not being so steadfast when you're making your decisions. And finally, you have another beautiful stone, the sapphire, and that's because you are so loyal and so kind. Such a beautiful sign to be a friend, sign to be friends with. And so the sapphire will serve you really well so that you can stay in those high vibrations of kindness and love. All right, let's look at the next sign then, the Libra. So Libra, you also have opal, but opal resonates with you because of your your romantic and charismatic nature. So you can be a little bit indecisive, though, especially when it comes to romance and potential partners. So the opal can help you solidify things, as well as making decisions and just accepting those people in your life as they are. Aquamarine's great for you because you know, it gives you the perspective, it brings balance to your emotions and so on. It's a beautiful stone also for speaking your truth, because Libras are a little bit talkative, and so it can help allow you to speak what needs to be said, and also listen with an open heart as well. So allowing you to speak your truth and express your truth in ways that are very calm and balanced, as opposed to being overly talkative. Topaz is a good stone for you because you are so fair, you are so charitable, and again, artistic. So a topaz is great to resonate with you on all these things. If you're finding that you need to be fair on yourself, and you need to look at things, you know, in a fair way when you're dealing with other people or situations, then definitely topaz is going to resonate with you and balance you out there. Jade is a wonderful stone. Jade is such a beautiful, lucky stone for you. And, you know, it's going to be great for your diplomatic and tolerant nature. So if you do find that your patience is not quite there at all the time, and you need a little bit more tolerance and diplomacy, whether at home or at work, wearing a piece of jade or holding it will be a really great solution for you. And jade also connected to that heart chakra, as is aventurine. Aventurine is a great stone for the heart chakra. It's a stone of abundance as well. It's for that adventurous side of you, that sociable side of you, that fun-loving side of you. Aventurine can help create that if you feel you've lost it, or if you feel that you're living a little bit too much on the wild side, it can help draw that in. And finally, for you, Libra, we have tourmaline. Tourmaline as a black stone is a really nice grounding stone. It also absorbs any negative, low vibrational energy from you. But the reason we've put it in here is it's all about that logical, attentive nature that you have. You're so capable of everything that you do. You are just a powerhouse, Libra. You get things done. You're capable of everything. You see potentials in everything. And this will help bring all those ideas, all that information, and manifest it in your life. All right, we have a few signs to go. So the next one is Scorpio. And Scorpio, what a great sign, hey? You're a water sign, but you've got that sting in your tail. But let's have a look at the first stone we've put here. So that's citrine. You have very high energy, Scorpio, and you shine so brightly. And citrine is a great one to show off that incredible high energy that you have. Whereas malachite is a heart stone, one of the strongest stones for the heart chakra. And this one resonates with you because you are such a loyal friend. Malachite, though, is a strong stone, and it's been put on here because sometimes, despite being a loyal friend, you can be a little bit on the competitive side. So it is nice to wear a bit of malachite so that you can, you know, kind of water down that competitiveness in you when you see it brewing up. Obsidian, again, one of my favorite stones actually is obsidian. I find it an all-round stone for grounding, but also, you know, it's quite a mystical stone, and as a Scorpio you certainly have a bit of mystique to you. So when you want to connect with that mystical side, that higher consciousness, that connection to this incredibly magical universe, obsidian will be a great one for you to connect to that. And then we have aquamarine as well, a nice calming, cool stone to remind you to keep your calm. When you feel that sting in your tail rising, grab a piece of aquamarine to get you into a calmer frame of mind so that you don't lose your cool. And turquoise, again, one of my favorite stones. So Scorpio, you have a few of my favorite stones here, but I actually do have my moon in Scorpio, so I guess that makes sense. So the turquoise is an interesting stone because it's a very protective stone, but it also helps us trust in facts and see the truth, and it helps us stop needing to be right. So turquoise is a great one to, you know, speak your truth and connect to that authentic self, but take you away from the need to be right all the time. And then lapis lazuli is the final stone for you, Scorpio. This is most definitely related to your independent nature, and it will allow you to overcome any stubbornness when you are pushed into a corner, or you know, you've got your ideas on how things can be done. Lapis lazuli will help you be a little bit more movable at those times. It will really resonate with that and you. So moving on then to my star sign, this is Sagittarius. Turquoise is actually my birthstone. For any of you born in December, turquoise is your birthstone, and this is all about speaking our truth. It really is being honest and straightforward, you know. But me, I'm pretty much extremely blunt, and I know I leave fires behind me sometimes by how blunt I can be. So I wear turquoise nearly every day in order to bring me into a more reasonable place when I speak my truth, and pay much more attention to how my words can be taken by others. Jade is a great stone for us because as Saggies, we are optimistic, we are high on life, and we can daydream and just go off into other realms whenever we choose. We definitely like to daydream. So jade is great for if you've lost your optimism. Jade is great to get you out of any pessimistic mood you may be in, Saggy. And it will also help you enjoy those little fantasy worlds we live in. Will help you reconnect to those, because life is a fairy tale when we choose to live it that way. And the magic is always there for us to see. So if we've lost that, just grab a piece of jade. We've got garnet now also, and that very much relates to the Sagittarius independent nature. We cannot be restricted. So garnet helps bring us back into a place of not being overly independent and paying attention to the needs of others. As well. And blue lace agate, this is a great stone. So because we just love to travel, we love change, never feeling worried or concerned about change. So blue lace agate can actually, it's a great stone to travel with. It's very protective in that way. It will take us on incredible adventures, but it will also help us stop jumping and flitting from here and there and everywhere. And it helps bring us back into a bit more stability as well. Amethyst, a beautiful calming stone. to calm down our hyperactivity, energy and enthusiasm for absolutely everything. Amethyst also is great because we do have a quite a witty and somewhat sarcastic sense of humor, which sometimes is not taken well, or is we make jokes when perhaps we need to be a bit more serious. It's simply because we see the light and joy in everything, but because of our bluntness and inability to see that, we can often be overly jovial when it's not appropriate. So amethyst will help cool us down in that area. And then the beautiful malachite, that heartstone that's come up before. This will help us overcome our negative side. And if we're not having the ability to move forward, malachite will help us with that, because we don't like dwelling on negativity. In fact, a Sagittarius can be really negative in one breath and next a complete optimist. So malachite will help if you find yourself in a little bit of a pessimistic mood there, Sagittarius. So I love the colors of my stones as well. They fit in perfectly with the colors that I like to wear. And now we have the Capricorn. So Capricorn, you're so dependable, huh? You're very determined and very ambitious, and you're really, really assertive and full of confidence when you want to be. So if you're missing any of those traits, you need to develop them, then grab a piece of garnet. You are practical and reliable, and you are the center of the family. You are the nucleus of the family, and rose quartz is there for you to resonate with that loving family connection that you have. You really are the most incredible sign to have in a family. So now we also have gosh, sorry, I need my glasses on. So for the onyx, I couldn't see the typeface then. Onyx is there for you, Capricorn, because of your strength and your willpower. So onyx can help you with a calming influence so that you don't overexert yourself. So if you do feel that you are pushing the river a little bit too hard and not just going with the flow, grab a piece of onyx. That will help you here. Another dark stone for you, a black stone, is jet. Now, jet is a really powerful stone. It will help you because you can be a little bit defensive there, Capricorn, and sometimes not willing to take chances. So if you do feel you're being overly cautious or defensive, then jet will help you with that. It will bring you back into balance so that you're not overly defensive and that you're willing to take a leap when one is needed. You've also got the ruby as a stone that resonates you. This time it resonates with you because you are so willing to take responsibility. And, you know, you're just so willing to move forward, and you know, you're very disciplined in that. You're quite immovable sometimes though, but do be careful about being condescending as well. So ruby will bring those aspects of your character back into balance. And finally, smoky quartz, a great stone to match your groundedness, your ability to be organized, the way you protect others, that stability, safety. All of this is represented in the smoky quartz and is part of your personality. So you can resonate with that beautiful crystal if you're looking to cultivate those. And now Aquarius. So Aquarius, we have the amethyst. Definitely connects to your intelligent character. You do like to maintain control though, so amethyst kind of is a very calming stone that allows you to release the need to control. We have garnet on your profile as well, because you're extremely popular, but you can sometimes be a little bit excessively tough. So garnet will help break through that harder part of you, that tougher skin, so that we can see that beautiful, beautiful soft center inside. You also have a turquoise in your stone collection here, because you are, again, believers in the truth, and you are willing to speak your truth. You expect others to speak their truth, and you're very firm about that, actually. You're very frank and blunt. So if you find that you are offending people, it may be a good idea to wear a piece of turquoise so that you can come from a less firm, blunt place. Jade's great for you because you are compassionate humanitarians, Aquarians. You very much like to be in service. You recognize humanity and you feel part of it. And so jade is the lucky stone, is one of the oldest stones we know to be worn by humanity, and is used in so many different civilizations from ancient times. It really does connect you to your ancestors and humanity right now as well, in the present moment. Labradorite is a stunning stone, and the reason that this one is on your chart is because of your broad-mindedness and your creativity. Labradorite is great for seeing potential everywhere. With your open-mindedness, you're able to create whatever you want in your world. And finally, aquamarine. This goes to your affectionate and friendly nature. You're really great to be around because you really care, and people feel that in you when they're around you. A beautiful stone to carry if you feel that you would like to cultivate a bit more affection, or draw that in from others as well, so you can resonate with others affectionately. And here we go, Pisces. So Pisces, self-love, empathy, the way that you just want to help others. You are most definitely a rose quartz sign. Aquamarine is there because of your creativeness again, but you are dreamers, hey, seeking out adventure. So aquamarine can help you go on those adventures and follow those dreams. Calcite is a great stone for you if you feel that you lack self-confidence, you know, and self-doubt, and you have self-doubt. Calcite will bring up that confidence. It will, you know, allow you to come from a place where you actually do trust in yourself, so that you don't doubt yourself anymore. So grab a piece of calcite if you feel that you do need to cultivate a bit more trust in yourself and your abilities, because you're an incredible sign. Amethyst is there to represent your deep thinking ways and your spiritual connection, because Pisces, you very much are connected to that spiritual plane. This is why you're so intuitive, and why you often will have clairvoyant and psychic abilities. You just know, you just are connected naturally to higher realms and to other levels of consciousness within yourself and in the universe. So moonstone is there because of the intuitive nature that you have and this mysterious side of you. Very much you're attracted to those mystical arts, and both the amethyst and the moonstone will help you connect on those higher levels. And you also have turquoise in your chart here because you know, you will speak out, not for yourself, unfortunately, but most definitely for others. You will stand on that soapbox and fight and argue for anything that you see as unjust. And you're a little bit immovable in that. So turquoise will protect you when you are on your mission to fight injustice and speak out for others. But it will also help you connect to your truth as well, and hopefully give you the courage to speak out for yourself. So there we are. Those are all the signs. So now how can we use the stones? The simplest way to work with the stones. So once you've chosen which stones will resonate with you, what you want to cultivate or what you want to dampen down in your personality and character, one of the best ways is to just wear stones. Actually having the crystal on your body is a very powerful way to get the energy of that stone into your biomagnetic energy field, into your aura, and to also synchronize with the vibration, the frequency that that stone is emitting from it. So wearing it as a necklace, as a bracelet. Anything that touches your skin is a great way to instantly connect to the energy of that crystal and cultivate the characteristic you're looking for. Another way is to choose a set of crystals. I'm sure that it was more than one of those things that you aligned with on those charts. So you can even get a little pouch and put all those crystals that you resonate with for your for your zodiac sign together. And then you can just carry that around with you, potentially in your handbag, in your pockets of your trousers, you know, anywhere at all, really. You can even put it underneath your pillow, next to your bed. You can have it resting on your dining room table. So you can put all those stones together, and every time you connect with that bag of stones, you'll connect with the energy of the stones and cultivate those characteristics. Or finally, just simply hold crystals. I love holding crystals. You can hold many of them, or you can hold just one of them, working on one characteristic at a time. So what I love about holding crystals is that we can actually rub them. And when we rub crystals, we're actually activating acupressure points in our thumb here, which will have chemical reactions in our brain. We even believe that those acupressure points will start activating the part of the brain that releases dopamine and serotonin, which are the happy hormones. So you may have heard of worry stones. These are flat stones that you just rub exactly for that. It releases worries. So holding stones, rubbing stones, and again, putting a particular stone under your pillow is a great way as well. You can even choose meditations for those aspects of yourself you're trying to cultivate and raise the vibration in, and you can actually hold the stones relating to that resonates with your zodiac sign. So that's all I've got to say this evening. A lot of information. I hope you were able to take notes and take down the stones that can work for you, because I know from experience that working with crystals is really, really powerful, as well as magical, because they're crystals, and who doesn't love crystals? So if you do buy new crystals, make sure that you cleanse them. You can put them outside in a full moon. You can put them in salt, sea salt or Himalaya pink salt overnight. You can cleanse them by putting them overnight with clear quartz or carnelian, or you can smoke them with Palo Santo or sage, and then program your crystals to represent those aspects and characteristics that you want them to amplify in you. And then just wear them, hold them, or just have them in a little bag around you and see the magic happen. So I'm open to take some questions for the next 5 minutes. You don't need to raise your hand, just unmute yourself and ask away if there's any questions.
Hi Ingrid, this is Ashley from Abu Dhabi here.
Ashley, welcome. How can I help?
First of all, I just wanted to say thank you. It was extremely insightful and I enjoyed your talk so much.
Great.
I just have a question. I'm quite new to crystals and, you know, the energy healing properties and so on. I was just wondering, if I'm looking to purchase some crystals, how would I recognize that they're authentic, and like how can I sort of validate them, or sort of know like whether, you know, they're good, or do I need to cleanse them before? As you said, it's the first time I've heard that I can do a sage cleanse or full moon cleanse. So how would I like know and identify? So that's my question.
Yeah, look, it's getting harder and harder these days to identify which are naturally formed crystals under the Earth's crust and which ones are created in a lab. The best thing to do is find a supplier who you trust. Here at Illuminations, they have a shop. Also in the Illuminations in Abu Dhabi, you can get crystals there. But it's about finding that supplier that you can trust. Look for reviews on Facebook pages, or you can ask in groups and so on if people can recommend, because it is getting harder and harder. But there's also another way to look at this. Even a crystal grown in a laboratory, its molecular structure, its crystalline structure will still be the same, even though it's been grown artificially. And when we work with crystals, we're working with the frequency that it emits. So even though it may not be imbued in earth energy, the actual frequency of the stone is usually pretty accurate, whether or not it's been grown in a lab or underground. And it's that frequency that we work with. We're actually connecting and synchronizing frequencies when we work with crystals. So it's very difficult to get crystal dealers that give you certificates and so on, but certainly crystals that come in from, you know, some of the mines in India and things like that are really powerful. You can always test crystals by their weight as well. Anything that's too light is usually grown in a laboratory. You can feel the weight of them and have a look at, hold them up to the light and see if the color is too perfect, because crystals that are formed underground, they have a lot of kind of anomalies in them. So you know, I'll show you now. Actually, I'm not sure if you'll be able to see, but this is a laboratory grown Vogel crystal. It's absolutely stunning. It's perfect, and it's one that I use for healing. This is why I chose to get a Vogel crystal that is perfectly formed in a lab, so that I can send the energy in perfect ways. Now, this is one that was a chunk that was from underground. Now you can see inside there, it's not perfect at all. There's loads of cracks, there's loads of lines. So you can definitely look through the crystals and see what you're seeing. And for darker color crystals, you can see if they've been made fakely if you hold them up to the light, because you'll actually be able to see through little parts of the black crystals or the dark blue crystals as well. So, and then, yes, as soon as you get any crystal, wherever you buy it from, it's really, really important that you cleanse it of any energy, because you can only imagine the amount of people that have held those crystals before they come into your possession and find you. So a salt overnight, putting them out in the moon, using the sage, the Palo Santo, clear quartz and carnelian will cleanse those crystals. Just leave them overnight, and then you need to program the crystals, as simple as holding the crystal in your right hand and setting the intention for it. And then you can start working with them. So I hope that answered your question. Is there anything else?
Yeah, that was perfect. That's exactly great answer. I do have one more question. It's a more personal, like to do with my actual star sign. So I'm born on the cusp. I'm born on the 21st of June.
Okay.
So I often have confusions over to my actual star sign.
Yeah.
Here you noted that I'm a Gemini, and I think I resonate more with the Gemini star sign, although I do tend to have Cancerian aspects.
Sure.
How do I align more appropriately? I mean, it's quite a specific question towards my actual birthday, but how could I align and sort of identify exactly which crystals would be more suitable to me? Do I stick with just sort of the signs you mentioned today, or is there more to it?
No, I think keeping it simple, because of course astrology is a whole topic in itself, but keeping it really simple. You do need to look at both Cancer and Gemini, and the best thing to do is work out which elements and characteristics of each that you resonate with naturally, and those will be the ones that form your characteristics. But the good news for you is that you've got a lot of characteristics to choose from. And because you're on the cusp, if there is a characteristic that you want to cultivate in yourself because it's lacking in you and you feel you will benefit from it, you can start working on that aspect, because you will connect to it very easily if it's part of your, you know, even though you're on the cusp, you will connect more easily than someone else potentially would, who doesn't have it in their sign. So I would look, you know, it's quite nice being on the cusp. You can look at the bits you like and the bits you don't, and be a little bit picky and create the character you choose.
That's great. More options and more confusion for my Gemini side.
Welcome to being human, right? Perfect.
All right, thank you.
Like, I hope you enjoy working with stones. Excellent.
Thank you.
Well, thanks, Ashley. Does anyone else have a question here? We've got a few minutes.
Hi, Ingrid, it's Naveed.
Hi, Naveed.
Hi. This was really a really, really nice session that you did. And yeah, I really enjoyed, I learned so much, and I'm looking forward to hopefully taking one of the courses that you lead.
Great. I'd love to meet you.
I just have a quick question. Are there any stones that you can say that some of the, sort of like if I'm a Capricorn, or someone's a Gemini, they should not ever even go near that particular stone? Is there something, because in my culture, I'm in Pakistan, and my culture literally grew up saying, all my elders, my grandmother, my great grandmother, all said, stay clear of turquoise because it can bring you really bad luck. And, they gave all sorts of examples. That's just a question in my head.
Sure, no, of course. So in my experience, because we're just working with the frequency of the stone. Now, because it's a constant high frequency, they're not actually going to be able to do anything bad so long as your intention is there with that. So when we work with crystals, they each emit their own hertz, their own frequency, and then we synchronize and connect to it. So I understand why turquoise. So this goes more into myth and legend and belief systems, because turquoise is used very much in protection and ceremonies. I can see why certain cultures may see it as a negative stone. It's a really powerful stone. Even look at Egypt, where turquoise is in all the death masks and things like this. But yeah, so it's one of those things. In my experience, there's no stones to stay away from so long as you're attracted to a stone, it wants to work for you. Now, there's certain stones I don't want to touch. I get really, really put off by pyrite and by hematite, those metallic stones. I actually don't enjoy touching them because they don't serve my energy at all. I find myself really actually repulsed by them, and if I have to pick them up for teaching or something, I really don't enjoy it. So you need to go with what stones appeal to you, which ones draw you in that you can't help but touch, and those ones that you feel really icky about, just don't go near them. The frequency it's emitting is not aligning with your frequency at that time. So that's the best way you can kind of look at the stones to avoid. There's a lot of talk at the moment about mulvedite, which is, a very, very powerful stone, not of this world. And I stay away from that too, because I find it just way, way, way too powerful to work within a healing modality. So it's what attracts you and what repels you. And that's how you know whether you can, which stones are good for you and which are not. And everyone's going to be different.
Right. Okay. That really makes sense. Just out of because just out of experience, and I have gone into stores that sell mainly stones in Sri Lanka, for example, and obviously the whole store is full of these ginormous stones that I've never seen, and they're beautiful. Yeah. But I've always, and this is multiple times, it hasn't just happened once, it happened a few times, I've walked out with a great headache. Right. And because I think there was way too much energy, and
Exactly. That's exactly it. So when you get lots of crystals together, they are a force to be reckoned with. And it's quite a common occurrence, actually, that people who spend quite a long time in a crystal shop get a headache. Because if you think about all of that frequency vibrating and they're raising each other as well, you are basically walking into just hertz of energy just attacking you from every direction. And we are energy beings. We are just energy. And especially if you are, an empath, if you're a bit more connected, if you're a bit more open, you have a higher vibration energy, you are going to align with nearly all of those stones, and it will be overwhelming. But it is something that's quite common, headaches in crystal shops.
So how would I go? I've walked into a store in Dubai. It's this gorgeous little store in Mohesna, and I wanted to see if I resonate with this stone there without, I was curious about it, but I couldn't select anything because I started developing this headache and I just had to get out. So how would somebody go into a stone shop and buy?
So what you do, you need to set your intention before you go in. So I would do kind of the mind work before I went into the shop. So for example, know why you want to buy a stone, what the purpose is. Even if you don't know what that stone is, just what the purpose, the intention of working with that crystal is. And then when you walk in the store, just go in almost with your eyes closed, open your eyes, look around, and you will see the stone that you are drawn to, for sure. So it's about spending limited time in the shop. So doing all the thinking work outside and then going straight up to the stone that chooses you, that resonates with you.
Okay, so not standing in the shop with the oohs, ahs.
Yeah, exactly. And it's so hard because no one ever just buys one crystal, right? Just like, rah, give me them all. So yes, that's the best advice I can give, because it's overwhelming. They're radiating energy constantly, and in a small space, it's overwhelming and physically difficult.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for answering the question.
No worries. Nice to speak to you.
You too.
All right, guys. So we're running over a little bit, but I'm more than happy to spend a minute or two if there's any other questions that need to be asked.
If you don't mind, I have one burning question.
Worries.
It hasn't anything to do with the crystals, although it was fascinating listening to the presentation. Thanks so much.
No worries.
My question is more actually about the Vipassana, because on this slide, I noticed that you talked about Vipassana meditation, which I have been trying to figure out for a long time. But I know that as a beginner, you need to do the 10-day situation. So how does this work? What sort of...
What I'm doing, I'm just using the technique of Vipassana meditation in an hour session. So Vipassana is the original mindfulness. You know, it's probably 10,000 years old. It's the original mindfulness meditation. So I'm using the technique of Vipassana meditation through breath sensing, body sensing, and some philosophical words throughout the meditation, so that people can experience it, because it really is an incredible way to meditate. And we know from people who have used Vipassana meditation in for example, prisons have completely changed the prison community. We know that Vipassana meditation has brought down crime rates in certain cities. So the power of it is so strong. But yes, absolutely, Vipassana is a 10-day silent meditation retreat. So I'm just using the technique to hopefully hopefully bring some benefits to people who have not had the opportunity to just try the technique of Vipassana.
Brilliant. I will certainly join you. I have options here in Dubai because I don't want to travel right now, and I know that there's a resort in Ras Al Khaimah that you can do the Vipassana in. However, it looks like all the slots are gone for this year. So I will look forward to your session. Thank you so much.
Yeah, just see it as a taster into what is possible when we do a true Vipassana. Oh, wonderful. I look forward to guiding you on that. Perfect.
Thank you.
All right, does anyone else have any questions?
Hello, Ingrid. How are you?
I'm very well, thanks.
I missed the Scorpio slide. Can you just go back to it just a quick so I can look at the crystals?
Let me see how I do that. Oh, it won't go back. What's going on here? Oh, let me see. Where are we? Let's go up. There we go. All right, have you got that?
Yes, perfect. Ingrid, one more thing.
Sure.
You know where's the luxury brand when they
The what, sorry?
The crystals. It's working as long as...
Oh, you keep cutting out. I'm missing your question.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Okay.
Yes, do you hear me now?
I hear you now, yeah.
Yeah. So, for example, for the luxury brand, when we wear like a malachite, for example, the Van Cleef, like we need to cleanse it as well?
Yes, everything. You want to cleanse absolutely everything. And I actually recommend cleansing the crystals at least once a month. That's why using the full moon is good, because it reminds you, and reprogramming them just in case they've got a little bit stagnated. So, so definitely when you first buy a crystal, or even if you're using a crystal you haven't used for a long time, always cleanse the crystal first, because it's absorbing energy and we need to start it fresh every time.
Okay, thank you, Ingrid.
Thanks then. All right, guys, so I do need to go now, so thank you for joining me, and I hope I will see you all again soon for something that I'm running. I'm sure you've had a chance to have a read of what's going on with me over the next month or so. Yeah, and I look forward to hopefully seeing you in person or online again soon. So thanks for joining, and take care.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.